Before this video starts, make sure to give it a quick thumbs up, and if you are not a current subscriber, make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss a video. Thanks. Hey, what's going on, guys? Cardtrix here. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys 5 different routines that you can perform with the Invisible Deck. Now, the Invisible Deck is by far one of the most powerful card tricks out there. If you were going to spend money on any card trick, this is definitely the one you want to get. It's just that powerful. If you are not familiar with the Invisible Deck, it is a card trick in which the spectator can freely think of any card in the entire deck. And with zero sleight of hand, you just spread through the cards. There'll be one card facing the opposite direction, and it will be the spectator's selected card every single time. Now, there are several different ways that you can perform this trick, and again, today I will be giving you 5 amazing ways that you can blow people's mind with this deck. Now, this trick is all about presentation. The better you present this effect, the stronger of a reaction you will get from your crowd. So again, that's why today I am delivering you 5 amazing ways that you can perform the Invisible Deck. And the last thing I just want to mention before we get into this tutorial is I will leave a link in the description below to where you can purchase your own Invisible Deck if you do not have one already. And I will also leave a link in the description to an instructional video on how you can make your own Invisible Deck. And yes, it does work. I have tried it myself. Anyways, let's shut up now and get into the tutorial. Okay, so this routine is actually the original Invisible Deck routine, and it's how the deck got its name. So to start off this trick, what you're going to do is just take out your Invisible Deck, set it on the table, or give it to someone to hold on to. Just make sure that it's in full view the entire time. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be pretending to hold the deck of cards and say, oh, I'm holding an invisible deck. Now, of course, spectators will think it's nonsense, but since it's a magic trick, they're just going to go along with what you're doing. So you're just going to pretend to hand them this invisible deck and tell them to give the cards a shuffle. Again, the spectators are just going to play by your rules and shuffle this invisible pack of playing cards. And if you want to give a little bit of a comedic effect to this, you can say, oh, you have to take the cards out of the box first. You might get a laugh, you might not. It doesn't matter because they're still about to see a really killer trick. So once the spectator is done shuffling the invisible deck of cards, you're going to tell them to go ahead and just spread out all of the cards so that they can see the faces of every single card in the deck. You're going to have your spectator go ahead, take one card out of the deck, flip it the opposite direction, and then insert it back into the pack. So the spectator will pull out a card, so basically they're just mentally selecting a card, putting it back in, and then just tell them to square the deck up, and then just have them put it back in the box. So if everything worked out correctly and your spectator was cooperating, they basically just mentally selected a card in their head. You just did it in a pretty interesting way to really sell this trick. So now, once the spectator has done this, you're going to make some kind of magical gesture. You're going to take this, again, this invisible pack of cards and just go, or something like that. Something like magical, whatever you want to do. And then from there, have your spectator for the first time name the card that they were thinking of. And again, it doesn't matter what they say. Let's just say, for this example, they were thinking of the 8 of diamonds. So all you would have to do is take out the deck and perform the trick as normal to reveal that the 8 of diamonds is the only face-down card in the entire deck. So in this case, you can see, just like that, 8 of diamonds. So anyways, that is the first routine. So let's dive into the second one. Okay, this second routine is perfect if you're dealing with a large group of people. You're going to get everyone involved with this trick. So you're going to pull out your invisible deck once again. Just set it on the table or hand it out to someone to hold on to the entire time. Make sure it stays in full view. All you're going to do is go around the table, or again, wherever you're at, and have people name different aspects of a playing card to create one card. So let's just say you go to the spectator number 1. Tell them to think of either red or black and have them say it out loud. So let's just say, for this example, they say black. Go to the next person and say, okay, the spectator picked black, so that leaves us with clubs or spades. Do you want clubs or spades? Let's say they say clubs. You go to the next person. You say, okay, we have black, we have clubs. would you like a number card or a picture card? So let's just say they want a picture card for this example. You go to the next person and say, okay, go ahead and choose which picture card you want it to be. Let's say they say king, so the king of clubs. So you're just going around to different people to say different things to create one playing card. And of course, at the end, you can come back to the deck and say, okay, this deck's been sitting here the entire time, I've not gone near it, and you guys created the king of clubs. So again, you would just take your deck, you would pull it out as normal, and then all you would have to do from here is just perform the trick as normal, and then show the deck as they picked the king of clubs. So anyways, that is the second routine. Let's take a look at the third. Okay, so this next routine I actually came up with, and I think you guys are really going to like it, so let's just get right to it. So for this one, you're going to need 2 decks of cards. You're going to need your invisible deck, and you're also just going to need any normal pack of playing cards. Now, you want to use the normal deck for the trick and set the invisible deck off to the side. So what you're going to want to do is use Magician's Force on the spectator. You're going to have them point to a deck. Just say, choose a deck. That's all you want to say. If they point to the normal deck, you're just going to say, okay, take this deck for me, we're going to set this one off to the side, we'll get back to it later. If they point to the invisible deck, you're going to hand it to them and just say, okay, do me a favor and hold on to this deck for me and make sure I don't go near it for this trick. And then basically you would just handle these cards instead of the spectator. So either way, you're going to make sure that this deck is either in the spectator's hands or on the table and that these cards are being worked with. So the normal deck can be shuffled and cut as much as the spectator wants. It really doesn't matter how much these cards are mixed up. But once the spectator is satisfied, you're just going to spread out the deck, and you're going to have them pick any 2 cards that they like. So let's just say they pick this card and this card. Now, depending on the 2 cards they named, they're going to have a variety of options. So in this case, they picked the 4 of diamonds and the 2 of clubs. Now, they have 4 options. The card that they can pick will either be the 2 of clubs, the 4 of diamonds, or you can actually let them combine to create a card. So what I mean is you can take the value of this card and the suit of this card to make it the 2 of diamonds, or you can take the value of this card and the suit of this card to make the 4 of clubs. So they have 4 options total: 2 of clubs, 4 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, or 4 of clubs. And regardless of what they pick, they name one, and then you perform your invisible deck as normal to impress them. So now let's just give you another example. Let's just say they pick out the 9 of spades and the jack of diamonds. Same thing. Now their choices would be the 9 of spades, the jack of diamonds, the 9 of diamonds, or the jack of spades. So you guys get it. So regardless of what they pick, again, just perform your invisible deck as normal. So let's just say it's the 4 of spades as the card. So again, take your deck out and just go ahead and perform your deck as you normally would. Just spread through the cards, and then of course, once you come to the card that you realize is theirs, just separate the cards, and then from there, just go ahead and reveal the selection. Anyways, that is the third one. Let's get into the fourth. Okay, so this fourth routine is absolutely perfect for street magic. So what you're going to want to do is find someone who has their cell phone with them, which you should be good because pretty much everyone nowadays carries his cell phone with them. So walk up to anyone you want, introduce the invisible deck, and just have them hold on to it for the entire trick. This will just add a nice element of fairness to the effect. Now that the spectator is holding the deck, you're going to have them take out their cell phone and call up anyone that they like. It can be a friend, a family member, their boss, or even the second grade teacher for all I care. Just have them call up anyone at random. Once the person answers the phone, you're going to instruct the spectator to instruct the person on the phone to literally just think of any card in a deck of playing cards. And of course you mentioned no jokers, just a standard pack of 52 playing cards. So they're going to think of the card, and they're going to tell the spectator. So they'll tell the spectator, and then the spectator is going to tell you what the card is. And once you've done that, you're just going to open up the invisible deck that, again, the spectator has been holding the entire time, perform your invisible deck as normal, and show it is the card that the person on the phone was thinking of. Now, the person on the phone obviously is not going to be amazed or anything, because they're just going to think, the magician did whatever, he manipulated the cards. But the person who's standing there that actually sees you do this, doing no sleight of hand, just spreading through the cards and showing the one card that's face down to be the card that the person on the phone thought of, they're going to be so blown away. Again, this person could be living thousands of miles away for all we know, and the fact that you got that prediction right is just absolutely mind-blowing, and I highly encourage you go out and try this. You are going to freak people out. So anyways, that is the 4th routine. So now, let's get into the 5th and final routine. Okay, so for this final routine, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need 2 decks of cards, 1 regular deck and your invisible deck, and then you're also just going to need 2 dice. Once you have these things, you are ready to perform. So you're going to take your invisible deck, set it off to the side, and explain to your spectator that earlier today you made a prediction, and it's going to stay there the entire time, and no one is going to go near it. So now, once you've established that with your spectator, you're going to come to the normal deck, and you're going to let them go ahead and shuffle these cards up as much as they like. It really doesn't matter how much these cards are mixed up. Once the spectator is 100% satisfied, what you're actually going to do here is just have them go ahead and spread the cards out all over the table like this, just making a complete mess and scatter of playing cards. So you can do this, and the spectator can also get in on this as well. Just have them spread it out as far as possible so you can really expose as many cards as you possibly can. Once the cards are in this big jumble, you're going to use this and the dice to create a random card. And the way you're going to do this is you're going to hand the dice to your spectator, let them roll it on top of all of these cards. Whatever number they roll on the dice will be the number of the card, and whatever cards they land on are going to represent the suit of the card. So if I give you a quick example, let's say the spectator rolls the dice, just like this. In this case, they rolled a 9, so the value of the card will be a 9, and they landed on these 2 cards right here. So they can choose whichever card they want to represent the suit. So let's just say they pick this card right here. In this case, it's a club. So a combination, the 9 of clubs. And then once that has occurred, all you would have to do is come over to your invisible deck, perform it as normal to show the 9 of clubs is the only face down card in the pack. And again, this trick is truly amazing, this one, because everything is so random. It cannot get any more random than this. So let me just give you one more example. Let's say they get a 2. So the value is 2. That landed on these 2 cards, so they can choose which one they want to use as the suit. Let's say they use this card, so the 2 of spades in this case. Once again, go ahead, take your deck, perform it as normal, and show impossibly the 2 of spades is the only face down card in the pack. Alright everyone, so that's pretty much going to wrap up all 5 of the routines. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot along the way. If you own an invisible deck, please do not take this trick for granted. Perform it as much as possible. It is such a powerful effect. And again, if you do not own this trick, purchase one right now. Again, link in the description. You will not regret it. You will do so much with this, I promise you. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys again for my next video. Cardtrix 8 signing off. Peace out.